Buckeye News, missing fisherman was recovered and NMU hosts second annual coffee crawl.
Later, Brady Hinshaw has the weather and Grant Lukens will have sports. Hi, I'm Jillian Wormlinger.
I'm Mason Wallace. Welcome to Public Eye News. The body of a missing fisherman was recovered in Pendos Bay near Pendos Creek early this morning. Michigan State Police troopers responded to a call about a missing fisherman in Bay Mills Township Monday night at 10:50 p.m. The investigation determined the 64-year-old Trout Lake man most likely fell through the ice. Items belonging to the man were found where he was last known to be fishing. The United States Coast Guard found the body, but a name has not been released at this time. And the Northern Michigan University flag will be lowered to half-staff tomorrow, Wednesday, April 17th, to honor an NMU student who passed away. 19-year-old Kiera Bullen passed away on Sunday, April 14th, as a result of an auto accident in Bingham Township. Kiera lived in Van Antwerp Hall and was studying marketing. She was also a former member of the women's soccer team.
This Saturday, Marquette's second annual coffee crawl is being hosted by Northern Michigan University's Public Relations Student Society of America. Visiting 8 local coffee houses, 300 participants can enjoy top brews while contributing to the Marquette Women's Center in support of Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Crawlers are encouraged to venture downtown Marquette at their own pace, where they will meet other coffee lovers and get a taste of each coffee house. 3 time spots are available: 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., and 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. The crawls will all start at the Upper Peninsula Children's Museum. And a Delta County joint governmental roundtable discussion was held Monday in Escanaba. One of the items on the agenda was an update on the dark store situation. The issue is that big box stores like Menards and Walmart receive tax breaks because they're assessed the same as empty buildings of relative size and structure. Companies are fighting back, citing the loss of millions of dollars in tax revenue. Long cases like this take a lot of time and money, and many companies across the state have given money to the city of Escanaba in order to help with legal costs. A retrial for the case will be taking place starting on May 13, 2019 at the Michigan Tax Tribunal in Lansing.
Representatives with the Kewanee Bay Indian community were at NMU on Monday to speak out against the proposed Summit Lake wind project in the Huron Mountains, citing what they believe to be dangers of the project. The project developers, Renewable Energy Systems, would construct 35 to 50 wind turbines across 120 acres of Weyerhaeuser land. The KBIC believes the industrialization of the land could impact their way of life, also fear that this project will lead to mining in the future. A public referendum open only to Lance Township will be held May 7th, which could potentially overturn zoning changes on wind turbines. And a Native American tribe based in Michigan wants to implement water quality standards under the Clean Water Act for its reservation. The Environmental Protection Agency is seeking public comment on the proposal by the Keweenaw Bay Indian Community's application. If approved, the tribe would be allowed to develop and maintain its own water quality standards for surface water on its reservation. Officials announced earlier this year that the EPA awarded $195,000 in grant money to the tribe to modernize its environmental data reporting system. And stay with us. After the break, we'll have your national and international news.
On Reconstruction,
the mantra was to be of service to the race.
A people push forward.
In education, employment, they turned inward and created a black world within a white world.
But the future,
they used propaganda,
mob terror,
looked a lot like the past.
The goal was to make sure that this remains a white man's country.
Reconstruction, America after the Civil War.
Tonight at 9 after Finding Your Roots.
And welcome back. Leaders of the Navajo Nation and Pueblo tribes expressed frustration on Monday with federal oversight of oil and gas leases. Acoma Pueblo Tribal Governor Brian Vallo told members of the House Subcommittee on Energy and Mineral Resources at a meeting held in New Mexico that not enough is being done to safeguard sacred sites scattered beyond the national park at Chaco Canyon. The Trump administration is seeking to eliminate 2016 Environmental Protection Agency rules requiring energy companies to reduce flaring of methane. The Bureau of Land Management continues to work with the Bureau of Indian Affairs on revamping a resource management plan for northwestern New Mexico and southwestern Colorado. And the Justice Department plans a partial release of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report Thursday morning. Natalie Brand has more from Washington.
The nearly 400-page report from Special Counsel Robert Mueller will be made public Thursday. But Attorney General William Barr plans to redact grand jury testimony, classified information, and material related to ongoing investigations. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi told 60 Minutes' Leslie Stahl that the entire document should be released.
All we need to do is see the Mueller report.
In Barr's 4-page summary, the Attorney General said the Mueller report did not find conspiracy or coordination between President Trump or his campaign in Russia. But Mueller did not make a decision on the question of obstruction, leaving it to Barr, who concluded there was not enough evidence to prove obstruction of justice by President Trump or anyone else.
I'm not concerned about anything because, frankly, there was no collusion and there was no obstruction. And we never did anything wrong.
But CBS News has confirmed the special counsel's team was split on whether the president obstructed justice, with some investigators believing the president had committed a crime.
The public needs to see the whole report. No executive privilege, no redacting. Eventually, it all comes out.
The House Judiciary Committee has authorized subpoena power, if necessary, to see the full unredacted report and underlying evidence, and lawmakers may call on Mueller and Attorney General Barr to testify.
The Attorney General has a difficult job.
The president's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, says he plans to release a rebuttal to the Mueller report to minimize any politically damaging information that it may contain.
From deep below the ocean's surface, the Seychelles president made a global plea for stronger protection of the beating blue heart of our planet. President Danny Fowers made the first ever live speech from an underwater submersible from one of many island nations threatened by global warming. After the speech, he said the experience was so unique it has made him even more determined to stand up for marine protection. Due to land erosion, dying coral reefs, and an increase of extreme weather events threaten the island's existence. Oceans will be one of the 7 main themes of this year's UN's Climate Summit in Chile in December. And officials in Paris say the entire fire at Notre Dame Cathedral is finally out. The Paris prosecutors say there's no evidence of arson, and they are working under the assumption it was an accident that started the blaze. CBS's Ian Lee is in Paris with more.
The cross inside the Cathedral of Notre Dame is still standing even after a fire ripped through the centuries-old building. But its iconic spire eventually fell victim to the flames.
The spire started bending and crawling, and we could not just believe what we were seeing. And then the flames went on and on and on.
Most of the roof is destroyed, but officials say the cathedral's outer walls and 2 bell towers were salvaged. 400 firefighters battled to save the building. They were still spraying water this morning.
Notre Dame is not just a building, it's the beating heart of Paris, and seeing it like an open heart on the medical table, it's heartbreaking.
The mayor of Paris posted to Twitter that the crown of thorns and other major artifacts were saved. It's believed the crown was worn by Christ before the crucifixion. Last night, Parisians and tourists gathered in the surrounding streets to pray and sing hymns. French President Emmanuel Macron has vowed to rebuild Notre Dame. Already, 2 of France's richest families have pledged more than $300 million toward that effort.
If they're lucky, they will have laser scanned the building, which means they can make a virtual model that is very accurate. But of course, it would be a copy. It would not be the same thing.
The church, built in the 12th century, was undergoing renovations to shore up its crumbling structure. Ian Lee, CBS News, Paris.
And after the break, we'll be back with your weather and sports. Stay tuned.
Next time on Finding Your Roots, talk show host Dr. Phil McGraw.
It fills in a big void for me in all of my life. I've had no information.
Journalist Charlene Hunter-Gault.
This just brings out a range of emotions.
And musician Questlove.
Until an hour ago, I didn't know who I was.
Family history shaped by slavery.
You didn't know about any of these stories?
None, not one.
Finding Your Roots.
Tonight at 8 on Public TV 13.
Hi, and welcome back. I am your weatherman, Brady Hinshaw, and behind me is a beautiful NMU campus with it being sunny and some blue skies and that green grass finally showing up. Looking at our current conditions, we have some sun, but it's partly cloudy and temperature of 55 degrees with winds out of the east at 6 miles an hour and a barometric pressure of 29.95 and falling. Looking at tonight, we have cloudy skies with a low of 34 and winds out of the south-southwest at 5 miles an hour. Looking at tomorrow, we have some more showers with a high of 50 and winds out of the east-southeast at 9 miles an hour. Looking at our beautiful UP, we have some clouds in Sault Ste. Marie. Some sun in the western half. And then looking at our week ahead, we have Thursday a high of 40, low of 34 and rain. Friday a high of 47, a low of 34 and mostly sunny. And Saturday we have a high of 57, a low of 42 and mostly sunny. Well, it's a very sunny day out, but I hear Russell Wilson's making it rain over in Seattle.
You're right. Russell Wilson is now the most paid player in the NFL, topping Aaron Rodgers' contract. Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks have agreed to a 4-year extension worth $140 million, with a $65 million signing bonus. The deal includes a no-trade clause, meaning Wilson is contractually tied to the Seahawks through the 2023 season, and Wilson is set to make $17 million this year with the final season of the 4-year, $87 million extension he signed in 2015. And moving to the golf course, after an 11-year drought with no wins, Tiger Woods has won the 2019 Masters. This is Woods' 5th Masters win, but it's his first serious career win since the 2008 U.S. Open. Earlier in the week, Tiger Woods sat just 2 strokes away from victory, but on the last hole, Woods was able to clinch the victory. Tiger Woods sits 2 Masters victories away from selling an all-time sports record. And flying high after his Masters wins, Tiger Woods is also going to be receiving the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President Trump. President Trump said Tiger Woods deserves the award after making a comeback from a DUI charge in 2017 and his probation. President Trump isn't the first president to give this award. Both President Bush and President Obama gave awards to prominent golfers who have won a tournament. The medal is the highest civilian honor for people who have made significant contributions to culture. Well, Jillian, there's a lot of interesting things going on in the world, but that's all the time we have.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think of Tiger Woods?
I think it's pretty good. So, what do you think of Russell Wilson? But that's all the time we have. Tune in tomorrow for more Public Eye News.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.